Hey everyone, Melanie Muenchinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I have a new project for you with my newest set from Gina K Designs, Puppies Galore, and I'm going to be making this really fun Furever stamp with an image and actually a couple images from my Stately Flowers 11 set. So for this project, you're going to need these two stamp sets from Gina K Designs. I've got some cardstock here. This is just 3 3/4 by 5 inches. This is some of the Gina K Pure Luxury Layering Weight cardstock, and then some of the Peach Bellini in A2 size. I've got the coordinating ink pad, and then we're using the Gina K Designs Jet Black Amalgam ink for our stamping. I've got some, excuse me, some acrylic blocks here, but you could use the Misti. I've just got a smaller one for the smaller images, and then this 3x4 is perfect for that postage frame. Going to be using some of the purple tape for our masking and a sponge dauber. I've got some of her foam squares, or you can use just the tape runner if you don't want it to be dimensional. And then the markers I'm using today, I've got 3 different shades of brown. So I'm going to be using the TN6, the EB3, and the EB6 Spectrum Noir markers. If you're using Spectrum, or excuse me, Copic, or another alcohol marker, you just want a medium, a light, and a dark brown, or kind of a rust for this particular puppy. Okay, I think that's it. So I've also got a pen because my little postage frame here, unfortunately, got chewed on by my cat. So be careful about that with pets and photopolymer stamps. So I'm going to just put this right on the block. I need to just touch up one little corner, so that's what my black pen is going to be for. So I'm going to make just a 2-layer card here. And to avoid getting ink here on the center of this stamp, you want to just make sure that it's just pressed flat, that there's no air bubble, and you can do that by just letting the air out. So I'm going to go all the way across. So the sides of the ink pad are going across those 2 verticals on the postage frame, so it's not getting in the center of that. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this just right here in the center and lift up so you can see it's missing that teeny little corner there. So this is just a fine line black pen, and I'm just going to connect it there. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and we're going to do our masking. I want to do the rest of this stamping later because I don't want it to smear it all when I do my sponging. It's going to be a lot more crisp. So this purple tape that Gina carries, I like to tear it in half because each piece is going to have a straight side for the masking. So just going to pull a piece off and then tear down the middle. Doesn't have to be exact, but then you're going to use both of these straight edges, and you can see through to the image. So I'm just doing about 1/8 of an inch in. That's up to you though, how far in you want it to go, but just so long as that little space, it's going to be that little white reveal for the stamp, is going to be even from top to bottom. And you could use a grid line on your mat to help you with that. And then I'm just going to place this, it's got a little hair in there, over the edge, and then right here. Okay, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just swirl this around on my pad and just go into the corners, just concentrating along that edge so I can get a really nice, crisp line. And if you want, you can do the dog first and then do a mask over it, but I find that just concentrating the color at the corners and then leaving it more open in the middle, that gives me room for the dog, and it's going to look like a nice glow around that image. And with these browns that I'm using, if it goes over, if it overlaps that dog image a little bit, that's going to be okay because it's going to be covered by my coloring. I don't really need to mask. So let's go ahead and pop in the little dog and the little Furever there. So on this one, I actually cut it out and made it dimensional, but to save time, I'm just going to stamp it right onto the stamped postage frame. So I'm going to ink this up, a black amalgam, leaving room down here for the Love You Forever. Okay. So I'm going to stamp that first. Always stamp the body first and then add the head. And then I'm going to take this little head right here. Okay, and so it's just going to nest, and like his little chin is on top of the leg there. Oh, let me, the eye didn't come out. So this would be a good reason for using that Misti. So I'm going to just fill that in with my pen. Okay, put that back. And now I'm going to put that little Furever down there. So I want it to say Love You Forever. Just like that. So there's the Furever. And then here's the Love You. And then I'm going to use that canceled postage image from my Stately Flowers 11 set to put up here. And there's lots of different little elements within that set that you can add. The Gina K designs, the love, the hand stamped. But I really like putting little tiny images in there. And so you could use the bone, the ball. I'm going to use the paw prints. I'm going to take this off because I want to see the top of that canceled stamp. Just like that. Going over the border, so we can go ahead and remove all this if we're done with our sponging and masking. So this tape, if you apply it gently, it's not going to tear your paper. So this is a great tape for masking as well as positioning dies. Then what I also want to do, I've got this little heart, and I want to put this above the dog. So I'm going to stamp this a couple times, just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to take this little paw print here and stamp it into the middle of that Happy Meal. Just like that. Okay. So now let's color this dog. So I'm going to put a little shadow under him to begin, just like that. I didn't have to do that on my other one because I cut it out, just to make it more dimensional. Okay. You can put it under here too, and that's going to limit how much you have to do your shading, and that'll help remind you where your shading needs to be. Okay. So I'm going to take this TN6 first. And I'm just going to fill in almost everything, but I'm going to leave just a little bit of an outline up there to look like the light shining on his fur or her fur. Okay. And then I also want to leave open just a little bit here on the forehead, just like a little highlight there. That's going to make the fur look really silky. Maybe on the bridge of his nose, just a little bit. And if you read my blog post, the more white space you leave on these puppies, it just looks like their fur pattern with different markings, and it just gives them a lot more personality. So when you're using these alcohol markers, and this is going to get covered up because I am going to go back in and do more shading, but you want to make sure that you color in circles and that you're not just doing straight lines. To really get it all filled in. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to add those darker browns, which is going to add depth and texture here. And then don't forget to color the eyes in. Okay. All right. So now let me go ahead and I'm going to use this darkest brown. So I'm going to just pull up in strokes, and that's going to look like fur. I'm just following along with those little contour lines in the image. And then I'm going to put here along the bottom, and then in here, and on the underside of the paws, along here. And then we're going to blend this with that medium brown. Put that on the underside, and then just the hair there. Okay, I'm going to use this lighter one. I might have grabbed a different one than I originally used. Make sure that you have some of that light one peeking through. I'm going to do some tip-to-tip coloring here because I think I might have pulled out a marker that was a little darker than I intended. So what I'm doing here is I'm keeping the lighter marker in the hand that I color with, and then I'm just lifting a little bit of this darkest ink off of the other marker to create that in-between shade. And then I want to have it darker under the eye. That's really going to pull that nose forward there. And if you feel like you blended it out too much, just go back in with the darker color to add that texture back in on the ears. See? Put a little bit under here and here. So once I filled that in, and then if you end up going over that highlight, where did I put my little pen here? You could actually take a white and add that to the fur, or add the highlight back in on the eye. And that's it. And then I would just use some of the foam squares. So I just ordered these, and I love this dispenser. Just makes them pop right out. And just put them right in the back there. And you're done. And I'm going to show you the one that I made with the other dog. I did this one with the sea glass ink and a sea glass base. So for this one, I just stamped in the little body while I had it masked, then added the face, then added the ears. It's really fun when you have one cocked up. It just makes it look just cuter and goofier. Added the little hat and the bandana and colored it. And then I put the little canceled stamp over on this side and the Furever here. So this is just kind of festive, like he's peeking in. I love that angle. I hope you enjoy this tutorial and see how easy it is to create these fun postage themed cards for all different sorts of occasions with that Puppies Galore sets. All supplies that you see are available at Gina K Designs. Thanks so much for watching today. God bless.